Okay, here's where the rubber really meets the road, and this is where this invention really makes all the difference in the world. What I'm going to do is I'm going to release the 3 main compression straps, and we've got 2 trim straps on the front, on the top and on the bottom. And that's going to that assists in holding the corners together when you start hauling the pack around on your back. So we'll go ahead and unzip some of these or unclip some of these, and you'll see what's inside this wonderful bag. So like I say, on the bottom, we've got a trim adjustment. It's an adjustable strap that hooks on the back, and we'll go over all the buckles and the configurations here in a little bit, and you'll have a better idea. The bag can be a little bit overwhelming when you first get it and start working with it, but after you really start getting familiar with the bag, you get your gear into it a couple times and see how everything fits, it'll go in quicker than a normal duffel bag. We'll go ahead and release the top compression, or the top adjustable trim strap. Now, here we go. So imagine, I'm about ready to release the 3 main compression straps. Imagine you've pulled an inspection, you've popped 3 buckles off the spider pack, so it's laying off. You've got 2 buckles off the turtle bag, and it's laying forward. You pop the 3 compression straps, that simply, and your entire travel bag rolls right out. This is a beautiful thing. I don't know how many times I've been in the airport inspection, and it's just like this. You've got your hockey bag or your dive bag or your suitcase, whatever you're taking carry on, and Mr. TSA guy, just to see your first stage, wants to see everything, so it's a bit of a mess. So what we've got in the first compartment, we have our mesh zippered compartment that's also breathable. It's made out of mesh. We've got in the middle, we've got our BCD, which is also a compression area here. We've got several wings that we call them that compress down and really get the BC in a manageable shape. And we have a panel here where we can secure in our fin caddy, which we'll go over here in just a few minutes. So just to follow along the theme of showing you what's in the bag system, I'll go ahead and show you what we've got in here. Okay, we've got your typical snorkel. We've got a little miscellaneous bag here for our boots, 3mm tropical. Most of this gear, the wetsuit is a tropical setup, but you can get up to a 7mm wetsuit in here, long suit, pretty easy. There's quite a bit of extra room in here. So we've got a second boot, we've got a couple pairs, or a couple gloves, a pair of gloves, and we've got a Pinnacle long 3mm wetsuit, full wetsuit. This is for a 6'5" guy. It's not a little wetsuit that we're just trying to jam in here. So you can get a lot of stuff in here. Now, say you're wanting to just dive in shorts or whatever, feel free to fill this up with anything you want to. That's the beauty of this bag. You can use it in any configuration that you want to. Then we'll set our boot and glove bag aside as well. Now, the BCD area. There's 4 straps in this area. We've got a main 2-inch strap that holds the BCD in generally just to keep it from sliding back and forth. Now, where this section really takes off and where you're really going to love this is there's 3 compression straps that hold these wings forward, together to where the BCD stays in place and stays compressed. And compression being the name of the game here, that's where we need to be. So we'll open that up. So we've got 3 straps that are adjustable here in the middle, and then the 1 2-inch where the wings come forward holds this thing in there just beautifully. As you can see, again, we're not putting in children's gear here. This is good, big stuff that normal people can wear. This is my Ziegel Ranger XL BC with double X cummerbund. So it's a substantial BCD, and it, as you saw, it fit right in here beautifully. We'll lay that aside. Now, fin caddy. This is a great thing that you will use more than just in the travel bag system. This is something that you're going to use once you reach your destination as well. So the way the fin caddy is set up is there's a 2-inch buckle that holds everything in. Now, when we use the fin caddy, we basically can use it a couple different ways. We can use it just for putting your stuff in here, or when you reach your destination and you need to deploy quickly, and our public safety people absolutely love this for quick deployment, is you grab it by the handle, the whole thing comes out in one unit. It is just absolutely the slickest thing going for fin and loose gear management. Now, what you've got on the front of the fin caddy here is you've got side clip buckles. So we'll undo the buckle, pull it back through the heel straps, as you can see here, and the fins come right out. They just slide right through and you're good to go. Nothing to it, very small. The fin caddy is so small that when you're not using it, when you deploy onto the boat, you can easily put this inside a mask case, keep it in your little area, put it in if you have a little lunch bag or a lunch box that you're taking on, say you're on a boat dive, something like that, very easily stowed. Now, when you break everything down and you're making the trip back to the dive boat, we have a mesh bag that water can pass through and things will dry in. It's got a side clip buckle with a little bit of elastic here to keep everything together. Flap opens up and you can put all kinds of stuff in here. Anything you can fit into here, we suggest you take, and it just helps you keep all your little stuff together without having to take a big dive bag onto the boat with you. Or it's great, a lot of our rental operators love to keep their rental systems organized with the fin caddy. They can take all their fins of like sizes and mask fins, snorkel systems, number them, and it kind of gets rid of all of the PVC pipe and milk crates that a lot of fellows used and a lot of people use to keep their rental gear together. So it's a pretty basic system, comes with a handle and a shoulder strap, clips onto the top here with the D-ring. Very simple, very easy to use, very lightweight. That's a key as well. For those of you that don't use open-heeled fins, use closed-heel fins, we put in an elastic stirrup here that will wrap on both sides of the fin, or excuse me, the heel, and it will corral your fins just great. For those of you that are going to use longer fins, we have a double adjustment. It may be difficult to see here, but on the back of the fin caddy, we have an adjustment as well with an additional 6 inches of adjustment. So these fins, just to give you an idea, they're Atomic's split fins, obviously, and they're a large fin. So they're not the longest fins, but they're not the shortest fins either. I think most people's fins will work in here just fine. Okay, back to the fin caddy. I want to show you guys how the shoulder strap works. The shoulder strap comes with the fin caddy, and it's a great way to go hands-free with it. So you drop your handle, put it back in your turtle bag or somewhere in your travel bag. Go ahead and clip it on. It's a pivot dog clip here that clips right onto the D-ring, and this allows you tremendous freedom with your fin caddy. It's an adjustable strap. It's very lightweight. You can go over the shoulder, and you can go hands-free to help somebody else with a BCD or a tank setup, whatever you need to do. It's fully adjustable from people like myself, over 6 foot, all the way down to 5'4", 5'5", pretty easy. You can carry it over one shoulder. You can carry it messenger style this way, and it makes it a lot easier if you're in the surf and you're going to go out and you're trying to get into a little boat and you've got all kinds of stuff. And another thing, every time I go diving and I hurt my back, it's because I'm carrying my BC with my tank and my integrated weights and everything else, and I drop a fin and I go to pick it up and just twist my back. So this is a real godsend for that, and it just works great. And like I say, there's not much to it, so when you're not using it, it just stows in a mask case very easily. And if nothing else, you can just use this to keep your gear organized and situated. Or if you're just going to go snorkeling or skin diving, something where you don't need the rest of the complement of the travel bag, you can just go with the fin caddy. Okay, one more thing I want to show you about the fin caddy here is that when you're on location, you're coming back off the dive boat or whatever the situation might be, a great thing is to be able to walk up with your fin caddy, take the whole thing, and dunk it straight into the freshwater tank. I don't know how many times I've been there struggling for whose black fin that is down in the freshwater tank, and everybody's digging around with their wetsuits floating and everything else. This is just great. If nothing else, it just keeps your gear out of other people's bags. So, like I was saying earlier, you can open this up, you can put your mask, you can put everything in here. You can put your gloves, all kinds of little stuff, flashlights, stuff that you want to rinse out and keep together and keep corralled. Okay, now that we've gone over all the bits and pieces, I'm going to give you an idea of how easily this is wound up and how small this really is. The travel bag system basically winds up to next to nothing, and this is the beauty of the bag. This is how we're able to get all of this gear on our back through the checkout line onto the plane, which is where you want to be. Separating from my dive gear is probably one of the worst things that can ever happen to me. You're diving cenotes in Cancun and your gear ends up in Detroit. Not for me. I'm going to keep it with me. So just to give you an idea, this is about 5 pounds of buckles and material. The entire system rolls up and fits inside the turtle bag.